That's the object of symbols, is to manipulate consciousness. That's why you have symbols, because symbols tell you something, and they speak to you. But they're also manipulating you, because now you've read it, now you understand what it's saying, now you abide by what it's saying, so it's manipulating you. So you need to educate yourself as to how symbols are used, who's doing this. The point I want to make is that you need to understand that there are very powerful organizations in this world that have lots of money and they have an agenda. And so they will put their propaganda, they pay large sums of money to professional people that know how to manipulate you.
From the moment you are born, you are immersed in an environment where symbols, languages, and rituals play a key role in shaping your beliefs and behaviors. These elements are not chosen randomly. They are part of a carefully structured system that influences every aspect of your daily life. Imagine that every symbol you see, every word you hear, and every ritual you take part in are pieces of a larger puzzle designed to subtly and constantly guide your perceptions and actions. This invisible system of control permeates various aspects of society, from government institutions to religious organizations and the laws that regulate our behavior. It employs powerful psychological tools to shape your mind, often without your awareness. For instance, the gestures and words used in public ceremonies or educational institutions are crafted to create a sense of belonging and conformity, reinforcing the narratives that uphold the status quo. Understanding this system is essential for anyone seeking to reclaim their autonomy and question the realities presented to them. By identifying and analyzing the symbols and rituals that surround you, you begin to uncover the layers of control that operate almost imperceptibly. This awareness not only sheds light on how these systems function, but also reveals the limitations they impose on your individual freedom. Consider how certain symbols present in public spaces or institutions can influence your emotional state and decisions without your conscious awareness. These symbols carry profound meanings that resonate with your subconscious, subtly shaping your beliefs and actions. This influence occurs because symbols are designed to connect with ancestral archetypes, triggering emotional and behavioral responses that sustain the dominant narrative. Throughout this video, you will be guided on a journey of discovery, exploring how these invisible structures shape society and limit your perception of freedom. We will examine how symbols, laws, and narratives interact to create a manipulated reality, and how you can begin to question and dismantle these influences to regain your autonomy. The symbols you encounter daily are not just random images or signs. They carry profound power that works on your subconscious, influencing your perceptions and behaviors in ways you may not realize. From a company's logo to religious rituals, these symbols hold meanings that resonate deeply within your mind, guiding your actions and decisions without your conscious awareness. Consider, for example, the symbols you see in your workplace or community. They are designed to convey specific messages that go beyond their surface meaning. A corporate logo, no matter how simple it appears, can evoke feelings of trust, security, or even loyalty. These emotions are triggered by psychological cues embedded in the symbols, connecting to ancestral archetypes that are part of humanity's collective unconscious. Religious symbols are another powerful example. They not only represent spiritual ideas, but also serve to reinforce authority and cohesion within the community. Gestures, sacred objects, and rituals are carefully crafted to create a sense of belonging and obedience. These symbols act as tools of control, guiding followers to adopt behaviors that sustain the structure of the religious institution. In everyday language, symbols are present in gestures, words, and even the way we communicate. Certain words carry connotations that shape how we perceive a situation or person. For instance, terms like success or leadership are laden with meanings that mold your aspirations and behaviors. These linguistic symbols are designed to keep people within a system that values certain qualities while discouraging others. The origin of these symbols is deeply rooted in ancestral archetypes, universal images, and concepts present in the human unconscious. These archetypes recur in myths and cultures worldwide, demonstrating how powerful symbols are shared globally. They have been transmitted through the centuries and adapted to meet the control and influence needs of contemporary societies. For example, the circle is universally associated with wholeness, protection, and continuity. When used in logos or religious contexts, it evokes a sense of integrity and unity. Another example is the cross, which, beyond its religious significance, also symbolizes sacrifice and redemption, subtly influencing beliefs and behaviors. These symbols are intentionally designed to influence thoughts and behaviors, keeping people within a controlled system. They act as triggers that elicit specific emotional responses, often without your awareness. This subtle mechanism of control is effective because it operates on a subconscious level, where decisions are made before you are fully aware of them. Understanding the subconscious influence of symbols is a crucial step toward reclaiming your autonomy. By recognizing how these symbols function and their impact on you, you can begin to deconstruct the narratives that sustain the invisible system of control. This allows you to make more conscious decisions aligned with your true values and beliefs, rather than being guided by external influences that limit your freedom. Furthermore, this understanding offers a clearer perspective on how societies are shaped and maintained. You come to realize that many aspects you consider natural or inevitable are, in fact, the result of careful planning to influence collective behavior. This revelation can be liberating, as it enables you to see beyond appearances and understand the true dynamics of power and control. Since the dawn of civilization, two fundamental laws have shaped the structure of human societies: the law of the land and the law of the sea. These laws, though distinct in their application and origin, are interwoven in ways that profoundly influence all aspects of modern life, from global trade to local legal practices. Understanding the difference and interaction between these two laws is essential to unraveling the complex dynamics governing our daily existence. The law of the land is rooted in local traditions and the specific norms of each community. It encompasses customs, cultural practices, and legal systems that vary from region to region, reflecting the unique identity and values of each social group. These local laws are passed down through generations, maintaining social cohesion and preserving cultural heritage. For instance, rules governing land ownership, inheritance rights, and local religious practices are all manifestations of the law of the land. They ensure that traditions are respected and social order is maintained within a specific context, adapting to the needs and values of each community. In contrast, the law of the sea, or maritime law, has a global scope that transcends geographical borders. Originating to regulate trade and navigation in international waters, this law evolved over centuries to influence areas such as finance and governance. The law of the sea was created to facilitate trade between nations, ensuring that maritime routes were safe and that commercial transactions were fair and efficient. Over time, this law extended its influence beyond the seas, shaping financial systems and governance structures worldwide. The legal language used in modern courts and contracts often reflects this maritime heritage. Terms like cash flow, liquid assets, and safe harbors have roots in maritime trade and demonstrate how these ancient practices have been incorporated into contemporary legal systems. Legal terminology frequently employs maritime metaphors to describe transactions and agreements, perpetuating the ongoing influence of the law of the sea in everyday life. For example, the term jurisdiction traces back to navigation and maritime trade practices, where different regions had their own rules for regulating traffic and commerce. Moreover, the structure of modern courts reflects this duality of laws. Judges, often dressed in black robes, symbolize authority and limitation, qualities associated with naval governance. The very organization of courts, with their hierarchies and procedures, can be seen as an extension of maritime governance practices, where order and discipline were essential for the efficient operation of ships and trade routes. A critical aspect of this duality is how individuals' legal identities are tied to this system from birth. The issuance of birth certificates, for example, is not merely a record of existence, but a document linking an individual to the global trade system. This legal connection establishes an identity that extends beyond the individual, connecting them to a broader system of governance and finance. A birth certificate, therefore, serves as a tool that integrates a person into the continuous flow of trade and maritime regulation from the very beginning of life. This interconnection between the law of the land and the law of the sea reveals how modern legal structures are shaped by ancient practices aimed at regulating and controlling fundamental aspects of human life. The influence of maritime law is particularly evident in finance, where concepts like liquidity and capital are directly derived from maritime trade practices. These terminologies not only facilitate communication in the business world, but also perpetuate the notion that the global economy is intrinsically linked to the laws governing international commerce. Understanding this duality of laws allows you to see beyond the superficial appearances of legal and financial institutions. You begin to realize how these laws directly influence your perception of freedom and citizenship. The legal identity assigned to you at birth is not just a marker of existence, but a link connecting you to a global system of commerce and governance. This insight offers a new perspective on how societies are organized and maintained. The law of the land and the law of the sea work together to create a legal system that is both local and global, traditional and modern. This duality enables efficient governance in an increasingly interconnected world, but also raises questions about the true extent of individual autonomy within such a comprehensive system. The interdependence of these laws facilitates the maintenance of a global order where local traditions coexist with international norms, striking a delicate balance between cultural preservation and economic integration. By reflecting on these laws, you can begin to question the narratives sustaining the current social order. How does the law of the sea influence your personal finances? In what ways does the law of the land shape your traditions and cultural practices? Religious institutions play a fundamental role in maintaining the structures of social control that profoundly influence everyday life. They not only provide spiritual guidance, but also use symbols, dogmas, and rituals to align spirituality with power and authority. Understanding how these tools are utilized is essential to unraveling the dynamics of control that operate subtly yet effectively over the masses. Religious symbols are more than mere visual representations. They carry profound meanings that resonate with the collective subconscious. These symbols are carefully chosen to evoke specific emotions and behaviors, reinforcing the authority of religious institutions. For instance, the color of religious leaders' garments is not random. Each color carries symbolic meaning that conveys power, authority, and solemnity. The use of archetypal symbols, such as the cross in Christian traditions or the Om symbol in Hinduism, connects followers to an ancestral spiritual heritage, creating a sense of continuity and legitimacy. Religious dogmas, in turn, establish norms and values that guide individuals' behavior within the community. These dogmas are presented as absolute truths, making them difficult to challenge and promoting conformity. By imposing a fixed set of beliefs, religious institutions strengthen their position of authority and limit individuals' ability to question or challenge established power structures. This creates an environment where obedience is valued and dissent is discouraged, maintaining social cohesion and order within the community. Religious rituals are another powerful tool of social control. They provide a predictable structure for the lives of the faithful, marking significant events and reinforcing the institution's values and beliefs. Participating in regular rituals fosters a sense of belonging and collective identity while reinforcing discipline and obedience. These rituals also serve to bolster the authority of religious leaders, who are seen as intermediaries between the divine and the faithful. The repetition of rituals establishes a routine that keeps individuals engaged and committed to the institution. The symbolism associated with archetypal figures of control is particularly significant. Deities and gods representing authority, justice, and order are often incorporated into religious practices to reinforce these concepts among followers. These archetypal figures serve as models of behavior and symbols of power, legitimizing the structures of authority within the religious institution. The visual representation of these figures in art, architecture, and attire further reinforces their presence and influence in individuals' daily lives. The interconnection between religion, commerce, and the legal system forms a tripartite foundation that reinforces social control over the masses. Religious institutions often possess vast financial resources and properties, enabling them to exert significant influence over local and global economies. Moreover, they frequently collaborate with the legal system to implement and uphold their norms and values in society. This collaboration creates a network of power where religion, the economy, and the law mutually reinforce each other, becoming a unified force of social control. This tripartite power structure also facilitates the dissemination of ideologies that sustain the existing social order. By aligning religious teachings with economic and legal norms, religious institutions ensure that their messages are widely accepted and internalized by individuals. This creates a solid foundation for maintaining power structures, as religious beliefs are perceived as natural and inevitable rather than as social constructs that can be questioned and changed. At this point, you may be wondering, what are the pathways to freedom? The straightforward answer is the pursuit of knowledge. Self-education is the essential tool to uncover and break free from the patterns of control that pervade our society. By understanding the laws of the land and the sea, the symbols that influence us, and the narratives that shape our beliefs, you develop a critical awareness capable of resisting manipulation and reclaiming your autonomy. This understanding unveils the intentions behind the norms and practices you once considered natural and inevitable. However, the quest for this deep understanding encounters significant obstacles. Modern society is filled with distractions that divert your attention from critical inquiry. Constant entertainment, rampant consumerism, and the superficiality of political discussions are clear examples of how your energy and focus are consistently redirected away from more substantial matters. These distractions serve as barriers, preventing deep reflection and the pursuit of true knowledge, keeping you engaged in activities that neither contribute to your personal growth nor help you understand the true forces shaping your life. To overcome these distractions, it is essential to adopt a proactive approach to education. This means prioritizing learning that genuinely contributes to your autonomy and personal development, It is also crucial to seek out sources of knowledge that challenge your beliefs and offer alternative perspectives. Books, documentaries, lectures, and courses on topics such as philosophy, the history of laws, symbolism, and psychology are valuable resources that can expand your understanding of the world. Self-education plays a pivotal role in this process. By taking responsibility for your own learning, you become less dependent on institutions that aim to control your perception and behavior. The pursuit of self-directed knowledge allows you to explore areas of deep interest, question dominant narratives, and develop a more independent and critical worldview. This intellectual autonomy is a powerful form of resistance against the invisible systems of control that permeate society. To embark on the journey toward autonomy, it's essential to begin deconstructing the illusions imposed by the system. This process involves identifying and questioning the symbols, laws, and narratives that limit your individual freedom. Here are some practical strategies to help you get started. First, it's crucial to develop a critical mindset. This means not accepting the information presented to you as absolute truth, but instead analyzing and questioning it. Start by observing the symbols you encounter daily, whether in corporate logos, religious institutions, or the language used in public speeches. Ask yourself the purpose of these symbols and how they might subtly influence your perceptions and behaviors. Another strategy is to study the origin and context of the laws that govern your life. Understand the difference between common law, law of the land, and maritime law, law of the sea, and how these laws were designed to control specific aspects of society. By understanding the historical basis and objectives of these laws, you can identify how they impact your personal and professional life. For example, knowing that certain legal terms have roots in maritime law can help you see beyond the jargon and grasp the intentions behind legislation. Moreover, it's essential to seek information beyond traditional sources. Mainstream media often presents narratives that uphold the status quo, distracting you from the true dynamics of power. Explore books, documentaries, academic articles, and lectures that cover topics like philosophy, the history of laws, symbolism, and psychology. These alternative sources offer perspectives that can challenge your preconceptions and broaden your understanding of the forces shaping society. The practice of continuous reflection is also a powerful tool. Set aside regular time to reflect on what you've learned and how it applies to your life. Keep a journal where you can record your observations, questions, and insights. This habit not only strengthens your critical thinking skills, but also helps consolidate your knowledge, making you more adept at identifying and resisting the system's manipulations. Another key point is the practical application of the knowledge you've acquired, which is essential for solidifying your autonomy. Use what you've learned to make more conscious decisions aligned with your personal values and beliefs. Whether in your professional sphere, personal relationships, or consumer choices, apply a critical and informed approach. This not only reinforces your independence, but also inspires others to follow a similar path, amplifying the positive impact of your individual transformation. Deconstructing the illusions imposed by the system is an ongoing process that demands dedication and perseverance. By adopting these strategies, you not only reclaim your autonomy, but also become a catalyst for change, capable of positively influencing the society around you. This is the path to true freedom, where knowledge and critical reflection are the keys to a more authentic and conscious life. Dismantling the illusions imposed by the system requires a practical and deliberate approach. The first step toward reclaiming autonomy is identifying and questioning symbols, laws, and narratives. Developing a critical mindset and seeking information from diverse sources are fundamental strategies for resisting manipulation. Continuous reflection and an unrelenting pursuit of knowledge are essential for strengthening personal freedom and positively influencing society. A collective awakening is crucial to challenging and dismantling manipulative structures. When a significant number of individuals recognize and question the forces that truly shape their lives, social transformation becomes inevitable. This awakening not only fosters individual freedom, but also creates a fairer and more equitable society where autonomy and awareness are valued and protected. True freedom lies in the ability to see beyond appearances and understand the invisible forces that influence one's decisions and behaviors. By taking control of one's life through education and critical awareness, one not only transforms oneself, but also contributes to significant social change. Continuous education and reflection are the keys to a more authentic and conscious life, enabling one to live according to one's true values and beliefs. This is the path to true freedom, a journey of self-discovery, education, and collective awakening. By adopting these practices, you become an agent of change, capable of positively influencing society and fostering an environment where freedom and autonomy are genuinely achieved. The responsibility to transform your life and society rests in your hands, and every step you take toward knowledge and awareness is a step toward genuine and lasting freedom. But how can you embark on this journey of transformation? The answer lies in an ancient practice that has guided truth seekers throughout the centuries: meditation. Through contemplative silence and connection with your inner self, you develop the mental clarity needed to identify the illusions that limit your freedom and the inner strength to transcend them. Meditation is not merely a relaxation technique. It is a powerful tool for expanding consciousness that allows you to access elevated states of perception and understanding. In this sacred space of silence, you can truly begin to recognize your role as a co-creator of reality and establish a deeper connection with the divine intelligence that permeates all existence.